In this video, we will learn how to create a rock, paper, scissors game in Python. To begin, we're going to learn some basic functions and basic things about Python. So once you open up your idle file, this is going to be our Python tutorial file. So a variable is a name that represents a value stored in the computer's memory. This means that if we wanted, we could say that the letter A is equal to or representative of the number 1. Variables are useful in programming because we can use them to simplify functions and equations. This helps us write more efficient programs. The next thing we must learn about is importing files for something called RNG, which is a random number generator. Random number generators are used to build unpredictability in games and in other situations. So for our program to make a rock, paper, scissors game, we will need something. We will need our random number generator. So before we can actually use a random number generator, we have to import random. So we're going to go import random. And so that imports the file that is necessary to actually use the random number generator. Now that we have the random number generator imported, we can use it to get random numbers. So we're going to type b is equal to random dot random integer randint 1 3. Oops, I don't know why my shift key is not working. 1 3. So Python uses dot notation, so we have to refer to the file name and then we refer to the function. So this line right here will generate a random integer between 1 and 3 inclusive and assign that integer to the variable b. Next, we're going to be learning about functions. So functions. A function is a group of statements that exist within a program for the purpose of performing a specific task. In a typical program, the code is read by the computer from the top to the bottom. However, when you define and call a function, the program can jump around. When you define a function, it does a singular task. You can then call that function at any location in your program, which makes the computer jump to the start of that function. Another thing to realize about functions is that they are local, which means any variables defined within a function can only be used by that function. Now, in our program, we have two global variables, a and b. These are defined outside of a function. We will now write a simple function to add these two variables together. So we're going to do def for definition, def addition, that's the name of our function, parentheses and a colon. I didn't mean semicolon. Do a colon. And we're going to say c is equal to a plus b. Print b. My shift key is not working. So this function will add our two variables and then print them, or print the result. We'll use functions to help organize our program. To call a function, you type addition, you type the name of the function, followed by a set of parentheses. Now when you run this program, It's going to ask you to save. You can save it. We're going to save it as Python tutorial. Save. And it will run. And we'll get a result in a pop-up screen. We're going to delete this so we don't call it actually. So remember how we said that variables defined within functions are local and cannot be used outside of the function? So to get around this fact, we can use a statement called the return statement. If we type return C, it will return the value of the C and pass it into another function. So we will use this to write another function that utilizes an if-else statement. Alright, if-else statement. If-else elif statements are statements that say if a condition is met, then something will occur. The else statement states that if the condition is not met, then a different action will be taken. Excuse me. So an else statement says that if the condition is not met, then a different action will be taken. An elif statement proposes a different condition to be met, which has a different statement to occur. So we're gonna type def we can't say if, we're gonna say def value parentheses and then the colon, and we're gonna say value is equal to addition. So this calls this function and returns the value C to value. So value is going to be equal to C. I'm going to say if value is equal to, so we're going to use two equal signs instead of one, because one means that we're assigning a variable. So two is our comparing number. So we're going to say if value is equal to 4, we're going to print yay. I'm going to say elif value is equal to 2. We can print no, something bad because it's low. And then for all other values, so else print meh. Oops. Meh. So when we call, we're going to call this function. When we call this function though, we run it, you save it. We're gonna get what C was, and then meh, no, or the A. So this program will print yay if the value of C is 4, no if it's 2, and okay and meh if the value is anything other than 4 or 2. So that completes the tutorial for different aspects of Python. So now we're going to open a new file and begin our discussion of rock, paper, scissors. So in our rock, paper, scissors video game, our name is rock, paper, I can't type, paper, scissors. So in this, we're going to first discuss what do we need in our rock, paper, scissors game. So obviously we're going to need to import the random file for the random number generator. So we're just going to go ahead and type that in. So next we're going to type a main function, and the main function is going to be the one function that we call in the program. So this is going to be how we organize our program. So if we think about what we need in our rock, paper, scissors game, one, we need to get the random number for the computer. Two, we need to get the user choice. So what I want to, if I wanted to throw a rock, a paper, or scissors, then we need to somehow compare the user choice to the random number generator, or to the random number for the computer. And so we're going to have to change the user choice, which will be a string variable. We're going to have to change it into an integer. So we're going to do get user choice integer. And then after that, we have to decide, we have to compare to see who is the winner. That's all we need to do for our rock, paper, scissors game. And so to begin, we're going to do the get random number function. So we're going to do it, we're going to write a function to get the random number. So we're going to say, we're going to call this function RNG, parentheses, and then the colon. We're going to say that the number is equal to random dot random integer from 1 to 3. We're doing 1 to 3 because 1 is going to be rock, 2 is going to be paper, and 3 is going to be scissors. So there's only 3 options. And then we're going to return number. So we've gotten the random number for the computer, so we can go ahead and put that in our main function. We can say A is equal to RNG. So now we need to get the user choice. So get input for user function. So we're going to call this def choice, the set of parentheses. We're going to say that the choice is equal to the input. We're going to say enter either rock and these slash quotes are so that Python realizes that the string itself that we're writing has quotation marks in it, because if we for example, if we don't do the slash, it will end the string and it won't be green anymore. So we have to do slash quote paper or scissors. And then end it. And we're going to say return the choice. So we already have the user choice down, so we can do B is equal to choice. Okay, next we need to get the user choice integer. This is going to be another function. We're going to say def choice, we're going to do lowercase, choice underscore integer, then parentheses. Actually, we're going to need to pass B through it. So why do I have B in our parentheses? So remember, we're only going to call this main function, and B is equal to the choice. So we're going to need the choice. We're going to need what the user inputs to get the integer, the correct integer. So that's why we have to pass it through the function. So basically, putting this B in the parentheses states that we're going to be using this value in our function. So now that we have that, we're going to do an if statement. So we're going to say if B is equal to rock, and then a colon, we're going to say C is equal to 1. So rock is 1. So we're going to say elif B is equal to paper. We're going to say C is 2. So paper is 2. C is equal to 2. And then elif B is equal to, scissors. B is equal to 3. And then we're going to return that value again. And so that completes get the user choice integer. So we're going to say C is equal to choice underscore integer with B passed through it. So now we're almost done. We just have to decide who is the winner. So I'm going to say winner function. And we're going to say def winner. Oh, and we have to pass A and C. So why are we passing A and C? Well, we have to compare the user choice integer to the random number for the computer to actually see who wins the game. So that's what we're comparing. We're comparing A and C. Let me delete this space. Excuse notifications. So we're going to say if the values of A is equal to C, print the game is a tie. So now we have to go through all the different possibilities for the different variables. So we're going to say elif A is equal to 1 and C is equal to 2. Print. So A is the computer. So computer chose rock and you chose paper. So the paper wraps rock. User wins. And then we're going to say elif A is equal to 1. C is equal to 3. So that means the computer chose rock and you chose scissors. So we're going to print the rock smashes scissors. Computer wins. We're going to do elif A is equal to 2 and C is equal to 1. Print. So the computer chose paper and you chose rock. So the paper wraps rock. Computer wins. And we're going to say elif A is equal to 2 and C is equal to 3. That's going to be paper and scissors. So the scissors cuts paper. User wins. Then elif A is equal to 3 and C is equal to 1. We're going to print So that means computer, scissors, and then rock. So the rock smashes scissors. User wins. And then elif A is equal to 3 and C is equal to 2. Print. This is scissors and paper. The scissors cuts paper. Computer wins. So when that is all and done, we're gonna call the winner function within our main function. So we're gonna go back up to the top and we're gonna type winner AC. AC. And then now that our entire program is complete, we're going to call the main function. So we're just going to type main, and then we're going to just call it main in a set of parentheses, and then we're going to test it, run module, and you can title your program rock. Title it rock, paper, scissors. So it's going to ask you to enter either rock, paper, or scissors. You go ahead and type whatever you want, and you can play. That completes our Python example of how to write a rock, paper, scissors game, or how to code a rock, paper, scissors game in Python. Thank you.